during the All-Star break, they do something called the three-point competition. You had one of the smoothest jump shots in NBA history. When you watch that competition, how often do you say to yourself, oh, I could win this thing?
I never said that to myself, really, because when I played initially through high school, college, and my first probably 5 years in the NBA, we didn't have a three-point line. So my game was patterned after mid-range jump shots. Even though I had range, this high school coach once told me, he said, Otis, the closer you are to the basket, the greater chance you have of the ball going in. And that always made sense to me. And so I patterned my game 10 to 12, 15 feet in. And so I didn't take a lot of threes in my career. I really didn't.
What's happened to the mid-range jumper in the NBA?
The three-point line. I mean, really, guys, you look at these college kids, some of these teams, and I'm not knocking them because it's fun and exciting, but you look at a Louisville, Florida, a lot of these teams, all they do is shoot threes. And so these guys never work on their mid-range games. I do camps in the summertime, and these kids, you know, it's hard for them to make a left-hand layup. Bank shot? Hey, what's a bank shot? You don't see, I mean, Tim Duncan is one of the few guys in the NBA right now that still uses the backboard. I mean, it's hard to name another guy that uses the bank shot.
Why are these basic fundamentals lost?
These kids are not practicing the fundamentals, first of all. There's so much pressure on these coaches to win immediately, they're not able to teach the fundamentals like they want to. I can remember in training camp in the NBA, the first 5 days, 3 to 5 days of training camp, it was all passing and defense. There was no shooting. It was defense and passing. Even in high school, I can remember my high school coach, every day before practice, we worked on passing. Every day. They don't do that now. In fact, when we do the basketball camps, and Michael Ray and I, we teach passing, you should see the faces on these kids, young kids and older kids. We don't want to do this. This is boring. But then when we start scrimmaging, you have 50 turnovers because no one can pass.
There's a great coach from California named Pete Newell who said that just the same thing you're saying, that fundamentals are disappearing because they're not being taught. And pretty soon there'll be a whole generation of players who were never taught fundamentals. And that generation of players will go on to be the coaches of the next generation who will never be able to be taught the fundamentals. Does that make sense? Could that be possible?
That does make sense, but fortunately for basketball, these kids are so talented that it hasn't really been making that big of a difference. Basketball is still exciting, still fun, and these kids are just so big and so strong and so talented that it hasn't made a difference.